Good morning, market snappers. Welcome back. This is Jesse getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Woo-wee. Not a ton is going on today, but TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And here we are. Made it through our second full week of back to the live streaming. And it's been fun. I think I've been missing it, right? I think I've been missing it. Even though I've got a lot going on, I'm able to manage the live streams, and I've got a good hold on the trading bots, and see light at the end of the tunnel for the 2 trading bots I'm going to be releasing, and then that's just 2 of like 30. I don't know. I'm gonna try to release a new one every week. We'll see how that goes on average. Sometimes it might be 2, sometimes it might be 0, but that's my goal. And I see light at the end of the tunnel for the website to be revamped. It's pretty much done. There's some last minute things got to do on that. So not a big deal. Possibly Monday. Maybe not. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe I at least release one of the trading bots if all the bugs are 100% worked out, just to make sure. Like I gotta quadruple check it. Maybe I'll at least release one. It'll be like call it a soft launch, grand opening, soft grand opening, right? While I'm still working on the second one, and then just go from there. So the price is gonna be cheap enough anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But one, and then it's possible I go live with just the one, and then while I'm still working on the second one. So, with that, what we're going to do is first half of the live stream. If you're new, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, even better. Good to see you. Just want to say good morning to everyone. Thank you, Tarek Samara. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If not, feel free to make fun of me in the comments. English is my first language, barely. Actually, I'd say that numbers are my first language, and English is my second language. I just don't have, I'm not multilingual. So, I mean, I know enough bad Spanish words to get in trouble, but that's about it. So anyways, thank you for reposting the stream. I appreciate that. Good morning. All right, so first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, and anything else that jumps out at us on the watch list over here. Second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. Make sure you get the chart requests in early. If you're posting a request towards the end, probably not going to get to it. You please make sure to put in the ticker symbol with the asset name and what type of asset it is, because I probably not, if I don't recognize it and it's not super obvious, like Sol or ETH or whatever, or Apple, right? Then a lot of the ticker symbols overlap from stock to crypto. And, so just for search purposes on a live stream, it just makes it much more smoother and easier if you give me all the details. Are you looking at it? So we can talk about it. Are you long? Are you short? Blah, 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 blah. So with that, let's get rocking and rolling. Don't listen to me, right? Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only. And hopefully we have some fun along the way. Yeah, don't listen to me. Trust what you see on the charts, whether it turns out to be right or wrong. Hopefully you're more right than wrong over time. That is the name of the game, stacking the probabilities. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the influencers out there who are up only. or when it's in a bear market, they change what they're saying of buy the dip to just DCA, bro. So that's what happens. But don't listen to me. Don't listen to the influencers out there. Trust what you see in the charts. If you're not sure, learn them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Longtime market sniper, especially your brother. Your brother's been even longer. Well, I guess you've been in the shadows of your brother. I guess you were there the whole time. I didn't realize that. Which I probably should have banned you guys for piggybacking onto one account, but your brother had been there so long. I was like, oh, whatever, who cares, right? So you guys are still there. It's awesome to see. But yeah, shout out to you and RJ. Is Bitcoin just coiling up for a big move up this weekend? Stock markets are an absolute fire. If you look at, trade each chart individually first and foremost. That's what I always say. Some assets are leading indicators and some are lagging. If you look at November 2021, Bitcoin was leading the way to the downside. And then it was like early December. So that was like late November, and there was bearish divergence, like even like early on, like November 10th. But then like early December, like the NASDAQ and SP 500 and all that started to roll over afterwards. So I wouldn't, I don't know. We'll see. But trade each chart individually. It's never one for one, in my opinion. So and some are leading and some are lagging. So it's just trying to determine which is which. Hello. Welcome back. All right. Bitcoin. This is a daily chart. Still watching. You got it. Still watching the same Bitcoin charts, right? Here is the head and shoulders I put out like, 10 days ago. It was based off of the 2-hour chart at the time, then the 4-hour chart. And here it is on the daily chart. So why do I have this 32%? Because earlier on Twitter X, I posted the chart of the RSI sell signal. The previous 2 RSI sell signals were local tops, and the price dropped 32%, right around 32%, if not a little bit more. And so this is the third RSI sell signal. And it's dropped 19, 20%. Basically 20% so far, right? So if you go from wick to wick, is this Binance? 18%. So on this wick over here, it was like 20%. So it just depends on what exchange you've been looking at. So just call it 20% on Binance. And there's no RSI buy signal on the weekly chart. It's an RSI sell signal. So the overall trend for relative strength is decreasing. And so I talked about that. I've been talking about that since early September when there was an RSI sell signal. I put out those charts like September 8th, right? Yes, it pumped to new all-time highs since the RSI sell signal. Yes, that's true. But shorter term is all about the high leverage liquidation games. So if a longer term sell signal is there, number one, expect bounces along the way. Number two, if there is high leverage for the market bosses to go up and wipe out those liquidations, they're going to make that money, right? They probably made billions of dollars on this pump up to wipe the shorts. And then immediately on this wick here that came all the way down to like 102, wiped out like $19 billion within a day, right? So short-term liquidation games, longer-term weekly sell signal on RSI, basically has produced the last 2 local tops, 32% drop. So far, it's been 20% on Binance. And if the local top turns into the top, then expect much lower prices. And I even talked about that September 8th after the RSI sell signal. If it's not a local top, if it's the top, then see the blue line, which the blue line is at $54,000, right? The blue line down here. So 54,000. And in the past, Bitcoin's gone like 30% below the blue line. So we will see how it plays out. Still watching this head and shoulders pattern. The target still has not been hit. But if you've been following me for any length of time, you know my thoughts on the percentages. I don't have any real data on it, but just from obsessively staring at the charts over and over again, my thoughts on the percentages that A, the pattern plays out in the right direction, and B, it actually hits the target. I think is like 35% that actually hits the target. But now that it's broken down, came back for multiple back tests. If you start seeing candle closes below 107 again, you see this pivot point at 106 get taken out. Hitting that target becomes much higher. The probability is no longer like when I drew this out on October 14th or 15th as an example, that's when I say that the target would be hit like 30, 35% back then. Once it closed below, that percentage increases. I don't know what that percentage is, but that percentage increases probably more than 50%. Now you get a back test, and you start closing back below here. I think that percentage increases to like 75, 80%. I don't ever want to say 100%. Because I've seen the market bosses front run my targets. Not that they're watching my targets, but that it's a significant target and that they've front run my targets by $1,000, right? So never 100%. Never 100%. Eventually, maybe, yeah, but not on this move, right? Not 100%. So with that, that's what we're looking at. This pattern here would bring it down to target 4 as well. So there's a confluence of reasons why that we've been talking about it. Target 4 is right around $93,000 to $95,000 box. So that's what we're still watching, right? Still watching. So rejected off the trending dots, rejected off the trending dots. We start closing back below, and the trending dots even also break that neckline, the percentages will continue to increase, right? To go back to what we were talking about on the weekly RSI, let's go here. We might as well talk about it might as well show it since we were talking about it, right? These are bearish divergences showing up on the indicator longer term, right? So that last sell signal over here, April 2024, price came down wick to wick. It was a 32% correction. RSI sell signal, right? Wick to wick from top to bottom was 32% correction. So far, since the sell signal top wick, so far to the bottom wick is 20% correction, right? The other thing I didn't point out on the latest post, but I did point it out on September 8th, is that relative strength is leaving the building longer term. It's in a downward trend, right? So even though prices have been making higher highs, relative strength is decreasing over time since April 2024. So local top bounce, make a higher high, but RSI made a lower high, right? Local top RSI sell signal comes out down, bounces, makes a higher high on price, but a lower high on RSI. So this sell signal still produced 32%. This sell signal, 32%. This one, 20% so far, and it's trending downward. But it's not as strong as it was up here. This relative strength is not as strong as it was up here. So it's getting weaker and weaker over time. And eventually, we don't know when, we don't have a magic crystal ball, but eventually price catches up with the relative strength. So I saw so many comments back in like end of 2021, early 2022. Oh, relative strength is lagging. Actually, I disagree 100%. The way I use it, maybe the way you use it is lagging. The way I use it, and by the way, we're not talking about the weekly chart, because the weekly chart, of course, is a higher time frame and it is lagging, right? Higher time frames are lagging. The way I'm using it is with divergences, is telling us something ahead of time, right? While price is still making new all-time highs, it's giving us clues that, hey, there is divergences. The red flags are going up. Let's keep an eye on it, right? And each local top, each top starts with the local top. So the real tops are in hindsight. And if you're just looking for the top, like I point them out, hey, this could be the top. But if you're missing the local tops, you're not going to catch the top. And if you go back to 2021, 2022, that local top in November was the top. And since I was trading 10x leverage, I had to close my position since it was the local top that turned into the top, right? Because I needed to lock in gains no matter what everyone else was saying. And then, of course, the higher time frames start to roll over one by one: weekly chart, 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart. So in hindsight, nobody sold the top. None of these influencers sold the top. But when I was swing trading, I sold and closed my leverage long position with 10x for 6 figures. Gave back a lot. I gave back like, I don't know, $70,000 in unrealized gains by not selling the top wick. But that was never my goal anyways. But still 6-figure trade long from 44,000. And then I was in the long trade from 32,000 to 48,000 too. So that was another, those are both top 5 trades in my career at that time, 4 years ago. So anyways, the relative strength is decreasing over time. And it's the same is true for bullish divergence. It's not just bearish divergence. I was calling out the bullish. And by the way, 2022, I said, please give, all through the Discord, all through Twitter, I was saying, please give the market snappers one more bull run. Please give us one more, right? Please give us bullish divergence at the bottom. And thankfully, it did, right? The gift that keeps giving. November 2022 to December 2022, there was bullish divergence. And I pointed it out. And there was a wedge. And I pointed it out. And then I was buying 5x leverage long at 16,800. And in hindsight, that was an amazing move, right? So 2 local tops in a row. Wild longer-term bearish divergence is there. While relative strength continues to decrease over time on the weekly chart, et cetera, right? While the canary in the coal mine MicroStrategy has been in a bear market since November 2020. The internet and the Wi-Fi just looks really low. So if it gets spotty, blame my internet provider. I pay for it, so it's kind of annoying. So anyways, so that's where we're at. That's what I wanted to point out. Bitcoin, that's the weekly chart, right? So if you look at it, 32% drop, right? 32% drop, 31.6% drop from wick to wick, and so far 20%. So that's what we continue to watch. Come over here. This is still here we go. October 11th, would it bounce, right? And it did. Would it bounce here? And it did. And it bounced, right? And then I was talking about if price takes out that pivot point, we're going to expect lower. It did. It took out that pivot point and it went lower. Then on October 17th, I pointed out, will it bounce here? Similar to here. And it has. Bounce, came back down, bounced again. Bounce, came back down, bouncing again. So do I expect it to play out exactly? No. Are we back? God. Oh, is anyone still here? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the Wi-Fi went out. Oh my goodness. So just like everything went out. Yep. But I didn't want to leave it like that. I didn't want to leave it like that. I did about as much as I could. I ran downstairs, kissed the baby, held the baby, and unplugged the Wi-Fi, plugged it back in, and it started working. So, woo-wee. Surprised people are still here. We're not done yet. Yeah, the baby. I think the baby is messing with the Wi-Fi. I don't know. The nanny's got her, but I don't know what's going on over here. But that's the first time it's ever happened in like all the live streams I've ever done. It's like the first time it's ever happened. That's crazy. But I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign. It's Friday. It's been 30 minutes and 25 minutes of it has been uninterrupted. I was in a good flow too. I thought I was in a good flow, but probably just gonna have to call it. It's too much if it continues to go out. If it goes out again, then that's it. But there's like no closure on it. There's no closure on it. Ay ay ay. But yeah, that's interesting. There we go. Surprised like the live stream actually is still going, even though like the Wi-Fi goes out. You think it would like just cancel it. So it must have just been blank for everybody else. It seemed like you could still hear me, some part of it, but the screen and the video and all that went out. But at least that's what it kind of looks like on my side. But who knows? Who knows? Ethereum rejected from the training dots. I mean, do we? The show must go on, right? Even without Wi-Fi. I mean, that's impossible. But oh my goodness, do we attempt to get back in the flow? I mean, we could just look at charts, but Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, I think that's it's Friday too. So I think we'll just call it. That was the Wi-Fi going down once. Okay, I can recover from that. Unless there's anything you guys want to look at specifically, but I don't see any requests or anything like that anyways. Didn't hear anything for a while. Wi-Fi was not there. Blue screen, but horizontal text kept scrolling. Nice. The horizontal text kept going. Hey, we're still alive. We got horizontal text going. Help me, help you, help me with the Wi-Fi. Wow, that's crazy. Also, SPY. Okay. Also, my Minnesota Vikings got crushed last night. So depressing. So depressing. It was like 34-10. I was so close to buying tickets, getting a babysitter, the whole 9 yards, right? Fighting traffic, even though I was reluctant to fight traffic on a Thursday evening in LA. I never like to go to LA. We're down here in Orange County, and the traffic's not as bad. There's times that the traffic is bad, but not like LA. And I'm so glad I didn't waste $1,000 watching my team get blown out the entire game. I'm glad I was just miserable at home watching the game on TV. So that's crazy that everything blacked out, even the sound, but you could still see the scrolling ticker at the bottom. That's awesome. Awesome. SPY. Okay. Yeah, everything is up right now. SPY. Making new all-time highs, right? Making new all-time highs. I don't know what that is, but there was a sell signal, possible lower high with another sell signal, and then just buy signal and reverse back up higher, right? Reversed back up higher. So still in that upward trend, right? Broke the trend, broke the trend, but got to redraw it right now because it's making new all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. If it's similar to like end of November 2021, December 2021, and heading into 2022, then Bitcoin kind of led the way. But we don't know. It's up right now, and it's bullish on the daily chart. It's bullish on the weekly chart. Still, right? Still bullish on the weekly chart. Ultra bullish on the monthly chart, right? So just got to be careful picking tops. If there's signs on the daily chart, then I point them out. But at the same time, like, you just got to know that the higher time frames are still bullish. So what's your plan with SPY? What are you still long SPY, or are you looking to one day short it? Like, what were you looking to do on SPY? Any plans or no? Let's see what else. Netflix. Weekly chart. Boom, 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 boom. Tesla. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see. Bitcoin. Ethereum. Algo. XRP. RSI pending buy signal on XRP. So it could be coming in for a bounce here. Another, higher bounce. So we'll keep an eye on XRP. But the overall, like, the weekly chart is bearish, and the trending dots are trending downward. So it's possible, like, for example, if there's an RSI buy signal on XRP daily chart, while the weekly chart is still bearish and the trending dots are trending down, etc., then you could possibly see a bounce up into those dots. right? So what would it look like? If it was waiting for the trading dots to kind of catch up, let's change that to yellow so you can see it better. Waiting for the trading dots to catch up, maybe even spikes above while it has a RSI buy signal on the daily chart, and then continues downward, right? And then, so we'll see how it plays out. And then you got the trending dots trending down, and we'll make that red. Just so you can see it like visual purposes. So if that's like the weekly trending dots trending down, while you have like bounces along the way on the daily chart, you can see like, okay, there's a bounce, the trending dots are coming down, takes a couple weeks or whatever, and then it comes back down lower, and then back into the trending dots on the weekly chart, and then lower, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I see it. So if the higher time frames are rolling over bearish, expect the bounces to get sold off. Expect bounces, number one, but expect those bounces to get sold off as well. Until the higher time frames flip back bullish, like the weekly chart, then you gotta just kind of expect that the daily chart is also just those bounces are going to be sold off. So I think that's about it. There was a lot more I was going to cover, but we're going to try to keep Fridays shorter anyways, because we've been talking about the similar stuff all week. And then with the Wi-Fi going out once, week a second time. So and I've got some I got to finish up some projects, stuff like that. So with that, thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. And for those of you who stayed on, that's awesome. That's crazy. But hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good weekend. And with that, we'll see you on the next live stream on Monday. Adios.